WWE Executive Chairman Vince McMahon, World Wrestling Entertainment and others are being sued as part of a lawsuit spearheaded from a former WWE writer over alleged discriminatory practices as well as racist scene scripts. Massive news story this. We've got plenty of details on this developing story. Plus, who's in the running? Who is the leading candidate to become the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Details on that. Plus, the WWE employees, they're not happy about having to return to WWE headquarters full time. Cora Jade is one of several NXT stars that could be called up during the upcoming WWE draft. Stone Cold Steve Austin details talks with WWE about facing a top guy at WrestleMania 39 this year. WWE's parent company Endeavor makes a major sale for over $1 billion as the merger between WWE and UFC speeds up later on this year. Plus, Ricochet reveals his initial reaction to Braun Strowman's controversial tweets last year. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. We've got to start off talking about this developing lawsuit. That's the story that's breaking this afternoon at the time of recording. And that is that Vince McMahon and WWE are being sued by a former writer for objecting against offensive and stereotypical jargon used in the scripts for black wrestlers, including Bianca Belair and Apollo Crews. The article on the lawsuit by Bloomberg reads as follows, quotes, World Wrestling Entertainment, Vince McMahon and other executives allegedly discriminated and retaliated against a black female writer for objecting to offensively racist and stereotypical jargon used in the scripts of black wrestlers, including Bianca Belair and Apollo Crews, according to a new lawsuit. Brittany Abraham's multiple complaints were ignored, and she was pretextually terminated for taking home a WrestleMania branded chair, according to the complaint filed in the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of New York on Monday. McMahon reinstated himself to WWE's board in January and faces ongoing litigation stemming from his alleged sexual assault of employees. The WWE recently announced its plans to merge with the UFC, which would create a $21.4 billion enterprise. Abrahams began writing for WWE SmackDown and WWE Monday Night Raw in 2020, according to the complaint. She complained of racial and gender stereotypes in scripts, including ones instructing Belair to say, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass, and Crews to speak with a stereotypical and exaggerated Nigerian accent, but was rebuffed, she said. WWE didn't immediately comment or respond to Bloomberg Law's request for a comment. Now, when it comes to these harmful stereotypes, she allegedly was subject to a number of racist pitches after complaining. On a Slack thread that McMahon and his daughter Stephanie McMahon were included on, other writers suggested a black male wrestler should dress in drag, only when a white writer noted that doing so could perpetuate harmful stereotypes that would offend viewers. The pitch was scrapped, she said. And on another occasion, this is absolutely unbelievable and staggering stuff, how anyone could pitch this. But on another occasion, a writer allegedly proposed that a Muslim wrestler's secret in the script was that he was behind the 9/11 attacks. This was actually Mansoor, the wrestler they were pitching this idea before. It's absolutely incredible. Now, Abrahams and other writers complained about the comments, to which Vice President Christine Lebrano allegedly responded, quote, wacky things are said in the writer's room all the time, and I know, but look at the waves we're making in the company. 4 years ago, no woman worked on the writer's team. Abrahams continued to oppose racist, sexist pitches, she said, and was fired in retaliation in April 2022. WWE fired her for taking with her a WrestleMania 38 branded chair, but the practice was allegedly a common practice that white male writers weren't punished for. She is seeking reinstatement, damages, declaratory judgment, and an injunction restraining defendants from engaging in such unlawful conduct. Now, when it comes to controversies, this is just the latest for Vince McMahon over the past 12 months. McMahon left the WWE board in mid-2022 after nearly 4 decades in charge while facing sexual assault and hush money allegations, but he stormed back to the helm in January when he used his majority voting control over the company to name himself chairman once again. The corporate coup reinstated installed McMahon as the head of a WWE royal family that includes his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, who stepped down as chairwoman and co-CEO in early January and completely resigned from the company, and of course son-in-law, the former wrestling star Paul Triple H Levesque. The surprise move drew a wave of shareholder lawsuits challenging bylaw changes McMahon pushed through that would allegedly have stripped power from the WWE board. After McMahon walked them back, several of the cases were dropped, although litigation is ongoing over the assault and hush money claims. So certainly a massive and developing story. Again, some of the pitches and some of the actual language used in this is insane, particularly as I mentioned when it comes to the Mansoor pitch, involving him having a secret that he was behind the attacks of 9/11. Absolutely horrific stuff involved in this lawsuit. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think this will go anywhere? Do you think it will be settled? What do you think the ramifications are going to be of this? What do you think Endeavor thinks about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The leading candidate for the inaugural title holder of the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship has now potentially been revealed. On the April 24th edition of Monday Night Raw, Triple H unveiled a new world title that will be assigned to the brand that doesn't take the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns in the WWE draft. There has been a lot of speculation about the first star to hold the new gold, with many believing WWE's choice of first title holder will set precedent for the new championship. Per WrestleVotes, in an interview with Give Me Sports, Seth freaking Rollins is the, quote, leading candidate for the honor, noting that Rollins has a very strong chance to be crowned champion. WrestleVotes noted, quote, with the new title, I've heard he's a very strong candidate to be the first guy. No doubt about it, Seth is your leading candidate. Rollins notably cut a passionate promo following the title's announcement, stating that it is viewed as an opportunity to have a championship that's about more than politics and part-timers. A World Heavyweight Champion will be crowned at the May 27 Night of Champions event in Saudi Arabia. An official title match has yet to be announced, of course. Most likely we'll get more information about that once the draft is concluded next Monday night on Raw. And we spoke earlier today about WWE employees going back to WWE's headquarters, new headquarters, full-time. As previously reported, PW Insider Elite obtained an email sent out by WWE CEO Nick Khan that announced all WWE office employees will return to working in office 5 days a week starting on Monday, May 1st. Another update from PW Insider Elite reveals that there's been an overwhelming negative reaction to the decision. Part of the frustration comes from the fact that Khan sent out the email on Tuesday evening, which leaves employees, especially those who need to arrange childcare or establish other routines, with less than a week to prepare for the transition back to full-time office work. While there's no way to confirm that Vince McMahon has anything to do with the sudden change, it was noted that Khan and Stephanie McMahon were the ones who introduced the hybrid work style that gave employees the option of working from home or at the office. Some employees reportedly found that they were more productive from home and didn't have to spend the extra time traveling to Titan Towers in Stanford. One employee in particular said that they would spend all day waiting to go home just so that they could be more productive outside of the office environment. Meanwhile, there are some employees that are fearing the stress of returning to the office on top of fearing that there will be budget cuts following the WWE UFC merger. In the meantime, WWE is still in the process of transitioning employees by divisions to the new WWE HQ in Stanford. It remains to be seen what will happen to Titan Towers once WWE has vacated the building that they've owned for several decades. So, as one would expect, once you take away some of the flexibility from the workday for lots of employees aren't happy. What it's going to lead to, we'll have to wait and see. If we get any more details about this reaction, again, about whose idea it was, we'll let you know. Now, so many people are speculating, aren't they, about who's going to be called up from NXT as part of the 2023 WWE Draft. With the draft set to get underway on this Friday's episode of SmackDown, several NXT stars are being rumored for potential call-ups in the draft. Prior to this week's edition of Monday Night Raw in Chicago, Illinois, NXT's Cora Jade was in action on Main Event, where she took on Nikki Cross in a match set to air tomorrow night on Hulu. Per PW Insider, Elite WWE management are high on Cora following her Main Event outing, with some believing that she got herself in the race for a potential call-up. Cora isn't the only NXT star to impress during their outings on Main Event, with Tyler Bate receiving praise following his match against Dolph Ziggler recently. Of course, there were a couple of stars that were seemingly written off of NXT television last night as part of the NXT Spring Breaking special. They could also be involved in call-ups as part of the draft. We'll know more beginning on Friday. Stone Cold Steve Austin, recently spoke about the talks he had with WWE about a possible match at WrestleMania 39, saying that his schedule just wouldn't allow it, considering he was traveling all over the country in an RV with just a kettlebell and a sandbag, and he wasn't in the shape required to have a full-blown WrestleMania match this year at the Showcase of the Immortals. Well, WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin has commented on scrapped plans for him at WrestleMania 39 earlier this month. When Austin ultimately didn't make an in-ring appearance on April 1st or 2nd, it had been heavily speculated that the Texas Rattlesnake would return to the ring at the event following his WrestleMania 38 main event match against Kevin Owens. Speaking with Bleacher Report, Austin confirmed that WWE had plans for him to wrestle, quote, one of the top guys in the business. Noting that the filming Stone Cold Takes on America filled a lot of his schedule, Austin said, quote, people have asked me, why didn't you do Mania? They asked me, but I didn't know what my life was going to look like until I was done with this show. I finished up with the show 4 days before WrestleMania. I drove every single mile in an RV, and I brought dumbbells with me, a sandbag, and a kettlebell. So I got my workouts in. The concrete idea was a match. It was a match with one of the top guys in the business, period. I'll let everybody speculate about that, but yeah, it was a match. I just didn't think I could get ready for it in time because I didn't know my schedule, which is what I told them. I don't know what my life looks like until I finish this show, which is quite interesting, certainly, that it wasn't a case of what he said before of, no, my neck, injuries, I'm too old, etc. It was just, I didn't have the time, which I guess does leave the door open for next year if he has the time around April or March or February or January to do a WrestleMania match. So WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, we could see possibly another Stone Cold Steve Austin match. And we spoke earlier on, didn't we, about the merger of UFC and WWE under the Endeavor umbrella. WWE's parent company, To Be Endeavor, has reportedly sold a sports training school for $1.25 billion. On April 3rd, WWE announced that the company had entered an agreement with Endeavor that would see plans to merge WWE and UFC under a new publicly traded entity. This agreement is expected to be closed in the second half of this year. According to THR, Endeavor has sold IMG Academy to the Hong Kong-based equity investment company BPEA EQT. The deal is valued at $1.25 billion. IMG Academy is reportedly an expected partner with Nord Anglia Education, EQT's portfolio company that operates a network of 80 international schools once the transaction's completion. IMG Academy's executive team is expected to stay on in their roles after the sale is completed. In a statement regarding the sale, President and COO of Endeavor, Mark Shapiro, wrote the following, quote, IMG Academy is in the category of one for its combination of elite athletics and academics, as well as its legacy of developing superstar competitors in the game of life. We're proud to have been stewards of this institution, driving growth and innovation, as well as expanding its facilities and offerings. IMG Academy is in great hands for its next chapter with BPEA EQT. Jack Hennessy, partner and co-head of education within BPEA EQT's advisory team, added the following, saying, quote, we are deeply impressed by IMG Academy's unique offering and its world-class sports and well-being curriculum. IMG Academy's brand is globally recognized, and we see compelling opportunities in supporting its international expansion, including Asia, and broadening its educational offering, leveraging BPEA EQT's insights from having led Nord Anglia Education's growth in the region. Of course, we'll have to see if there's any more details. I don't think that's probably going to affect UFC or WWE. Some people are suggesting it's a case of getting a bit of extra cash for this kind of stuff in the future involving WWE and UFC, but it could just be a sale that was ongoing with all of this other WWE stuff going on in the background. Finally, we know Braun Strowman's out of concussion, but Ricochet's opened up and given his honest thoughts on Strowman's controversial tweets regarding flippy flopper wrestlers last year. Now, Ricochet has shared his honest thoughts on Braun Strowman's floppy flopper tweet, noting that his tag partner loves to stir the pot. Following his victory over Omos at Crown Jewel in November, Strowman shared a tweet throwing shade at Dave Meltzer's star ratings and high flyers, which he referred to as floppy floppers. Shortly after, Strowman was paired with Ricochet, which many speculated was punishment for his controversial post. Speaking on Out of Character, Ricochet noted that he wouldn't be surprised if he was next to Strowman when he was sending the tweet. Noting that the locker room didn't really care about his words, Ricochet said, quote, Braun and I, we've always had banter like that back and forth. I think his tweet is just, you know, Braun loves to stir the pot. He loves to get reactions and rises out of people. He just loves it. It's funny because I think the backstage locker room cared a lot less about what he was saying than some of the people. Like the fans were tweeting me all of this stuff. It's like, you guys have no idea idea. I was probably sitting next to Braun when he was tweeting it. We just think, oh, that's just Braun. That's just our guy. That's just our dude. He loves to stir the pot and get rises out of people. And when start to rise and they do it, he's like, got them. He loves it. So Ricochet saying he didn't have a problem with it. But did you have a problem with it? Do you think Strowman was punished now that he's in a tag team with Ricochet? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But there you go, guys. It's the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember, you can join the WN365 roster by clicking that join button, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.